On the right.
I'm going to hold the chair.
Thank you. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Frank Sini. I'm co-owner of Taz Hair Co. in Toronto. It's an absolute honor to be here with you in Chicago alongside my dear friends from the North America at this incredible KSGE event. Imagine we've traveled back to the 1800s. The Regency period and today we celebrate individuality, creativity, and self-expression through hair. Just like we did in the past, people would choose their personal hairstyle that reflects their personality and their personal style, and we continue to do so today. So please enjoy our journey from the past to the present. And my good friend Daniel Namofsky, what are you inspired to share with us today?
Good afternoon, Chicago! Woo. So as Frank was saying, the Regency period, there was a lot of wigs and hairpieces that were worn and adorned by the wealthy and the socialites. So this is our take with a little bit of an avant-garde edge, just to spice it up, pepper a little bit of all of our own individuality and our personalities in today's presentation.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Good afternoon, everybody. I know there's a lot of Canadians and Americans in here. I think we can do a little bit better. I heard a lot of cheering last night. Good afternoon, everybody. I thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of being with my fellow creatives. What is it to be creative? We all are creative, not only from the avant-garde to the simple fixing of problems that our guests bring to us in the salon. So creativity is not based in large or small. It is the ability to feel and create as we work behind the chair.
Well, Chicago. I'm Mark Holloway, international artist, coming from Miami. Anybody from Miami? There we go. So as you see here, the Queen, my royal queen here, came out very adorned. What I'm going to do is I'll be taking you through a transformation, but my inspiration was from the Regal era, where, again, they've worn wigs where they were brightly colored or powdered, and, of course, gorgeous crowns. So I'm going to work with this and create a beautiful transformation.
Hello, everyone. Before I start, I just want to say bonjour, maman. My mom is watching, so I had to say bonjour to my mom. My mama's boy. So here with our beautiful Mia, what we wanted to do is do something like really represent that Regency period, something that's really strict and with a lot of constraints, so something that doesn't move. Everything is like, it has to stay in place, it has to be bigger than life. At this moment in time, more was always better. So I'm going to try to transform Mia into less is more. We want something more natural and more organic for her to reveal her elegance and her natural beauty.
It is such a pleasure to be here with all of you at this incredibly creative weekend and our Kao Salon family. You guys, as hairdressers, do you realize that we literally hold history in our hands? We're the ones that create the looks and the styles that define times, social classes, political parties, you name it, we do it. We're there through all the events of people's lives, creating the looks for them. So it doesn't matter if we're in the Regency era, back in the 1800s, you have like your dandies during that time. You've got an Andy Warhol, Harry Styles, or an Austin. How cute is he? It doesn't matter what time frame it is. We are responsible for the history that is recorded and the history that is shown. And so as we continue to push forward that creativity and weekends like this, remember that the power we have in our hands is one that no other profession wields. So just enjoy the creativity.
Wow, very well said, Sana. Very inspiring. What I will be presenting today is a sleek and sophisticated chignon. Now, this is a look and a technique that can be worn editorially, It can be bridal, it can be done in the salon, it can be done on a photo shoot, or it can be on stage for an avant-garde, depending on how grand you want to make it. And the beautiful thing that I love about dressing hair is the level of creativity. You know, we believe in merging technique and artistry. And so like Pablo Picasso once said, learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. All right. Going to continue to pin my crepon on here.
So over the last probably 2-3 decades, we've gotten lots of new tools to create a lot of different textures. But today I've used tinfoil. It's a great heat conductor, using the 2-in-1 to set this very quickly. It takes about 5 minutes. Just like Angelo last night was saying, try to use different things that we've got sitting around the house. You saw him use bobby pins to create texture, coat hangers to create texture. So this is my take on texture with tinfoil.
It's coming along lovely, Daniel. So with Jay's look, after the Regency period had ended, there became a little bit of rebellion. Wigs were less worn as a I guess, a protest into the tax on which powder was accruing higher taxes. So we figured we'd take with Jay's look something that's a little bit more rebellious, that can be worn on the face, it can be really attitudey, it can be off the face, that has a nice, beautiful look at her profile, but also has a little bit of attitude with that long length to the back. So it can be played with in all sorts of different textures and dimensions, and to keep a little shadowed root, just to add a little bit of attitude to this very complex shape. We hope you guys like it.
Looks great, Tony.
Thank you, Mark.
So, working with Janine's natural texture, what I did is I actually worked with traditional perm rods as well as twists and knots to set her hair. So we set it, and what I'm doing now is just raking the set, creating my shape with it. I want it to be a little bit more progressive, a little more modern, something that has a flair to it. Doesn't have to be symmetrical. I don't want just an afro. I want it to be more coily, and just really show the movement, the texture of her hair.
So what I'm doing is I'm removing all the weight on Mia's hair. I want something that's really, really soft. Then I'm going to use tools and product to change the fabric of the hair. Her hair is naturally fine, and I want something that has more movement to it. So I'm really deep point cutting into her hair to really create definition and separation between the layers.
They haven't always had tools like we have, like our wonderful Varis irons. They haven't always had the products that we have at our disposal. So what I want to do with Austin is I want to create a little bit more of a modern day dandy inspired by a Farrah Fawcett type of feeling. So I know, right? Farrah, a little bit of 70s dandy going on here. And so I applied a few extensions to his hair. Now I'm just blending them in, kind of carving into the hair and working to create just a little bit more of a modern dandy type of feel. So the whole feeling for this is kind of an up and back. And like I said, they didn't have the same tools, so we used little rats. And I just heard something earlier. I forget who it was that told me. But they used to have little dishes that they would brush their hair, and then they would wind their hair up and put it into, it was Robert Brown. Robert Brown told me. So you put it in the little, give him a shout out, Robert, hey. Right? So they would put their hair in this little glass jar or little net and save it to create the rats for themselves. So we have things at our disposal today that they didn't. So this is what I'm doing, and just enjoy while we continue to paint the future.